Fire 716, your boy be bringing you tuned into the vault with Donta Myles right here on Fire 716 Radio.
What's
Yeah, so
well, okay, it's on me. All right. Hey, listen, welcome. Thank you guys for coming through. We're here on the vault. Listen, we got good conversation.
Oh, for sure.
We got some recapping to do. At the end of the day, I'm here with my man Big Frank.
Yes.
It's always an honor and all a pleasure. Fire 716. Make sure y'all download the app too. Like don't be lazy. Go and download the app, Fire 716. Man, Frank, listen, we're gonna recap about last night, and I see my man Rob on here. Listen, Rob, again, congratulations,
Absolutely.
man. You deserve the honor. You put in much work. You put in the grind.
For sure.
Rob Shots is where we do get all of our good news from. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, with that being said, it's a lot of work that needs to be done.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work that needs to be done. When it comes down to our local governing body, it just gets to the point where people are tired of being tired.
Exactly, for sure.
We seen that last night. And what happens is, unfortunately, the governing body is not paying attention. They don't have their ear to the ground.
Yeah.
With the pulse of the people. So if you understood that, because what happens is the governing body, those powers that be, make all kind of different decisions and I'm talking about for decades. So I don't want to make it seem like what up, Nuki, I see you. I don't want to make it seem like it just happened with this administration.
Right.
Stuff that has been going on for decades, right? What happens, the problem is that the local government neglects and looks over so much of the city.
Yeah. And
then when the city comes through, they want the city to sit down and be nice.
Right.
And they don't understand the frustration of the people.
Right. Because even last night, just watching, there was a lot of frustration. And it's like, and when I was speaking last night, I said this quite frequently. Y'all gonna do what y'all want to do, apparently, because y'all, and maybe, I hold myself accountable for being late to the meetings. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I would have put pressure on y'all had I known, months ago, because you guys are just you're doing stuff, mm-hmm. and you're not taking the feedback or the impact or the opinions and the thoughts of the people seriously.
Right.
It's one thing to be just to be heard, but if it's not, obviously let them speak so they can just feel like they're important.
5 minutes. Let me give them that 5 minutes, and then on to the next.
Yeah, on to the next. Yeah, and I think that's just not acceptable, because it impacts us, and it really the way that you guys move matter to us. Mm-hmm. And we can't just and our complaints matter.
Right.
So even last night, the young man who was just talking about taking accountability for some of the stuff that he's done, far as his housing situation. But at the same time, that doesn't give anybody the right to disrespect or disregard that I'm a human and demean you and break you down. And there, like you said, there's just work to be done.
It's definitely work to be done. My colleagues, when it comes down to the decisions that we make in local government, you have to have the needs and the concerns of the people at the forefront.
Yes.
I've been saying that from day one. Have the needs of the people in the forefront, because at the end of the day, they're the ones that voted you in. They trusted you. Mm-hmm. They trusted you when you was out there campaigning. They trusted you when you were handing out your palm cards. They trusted you when you were on these podcasts or when you were on a radio station.
Yeah.
They trusted you in the debate when you were like, I'm here for the people. I'm a man of the people. I'm a woman of the people. Yeah. They trusted all of that, you know what I mean, enough to go in and fill that bubble out under your name.
No, right.
And to give you the opportunity to serve, because honestly, that's what this job is.
Exactly.
It's a servant position. And I always say that the greater the title, the greater the service.
Absolutely.
Right. So when they trusted you and they entrusted you to do that, and then you come in and you do something completely different,
then
I have a problem with
Yeah.
that because I have to be accountable.
Absolutely.
Dante has to hold himself accountable first.
Absolutely.
So when I'm in there and you people will see me and they, I can be a little rough around the edges when needed,
We
right?
need absolutely.
Um, but I'm gonna hold accountable all those who are in position that are supposed to be doing their job.
Valid.
And
Valid.
so that everybody, it's not a secret that me and the mayor, we butt heads
Mhm.
on uh probably more often than a little bit.
But but rightfully so.
Right.
And it's because and I'm not gonna project anything. I'm not gonna say that they're just yes men or yes whatever. But what I'm going,
Oh, but it's true.
but it's like nobody. I understand being a visionary and being a leader. I comprehend that.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't take the concerns of those that you're leading, you just out here doing stuff for your own personal financial whatever. You know what I mean? It's like you're not really doing this for the people.
Right.
You're not really moving for everybody.
Right.
I get that you won't please everybody all the time, but at some point, hello.
There has to be, and here's the part that my former, I guess as of now, colleague, Mr. Spanbauer, who was the chairman, he made a statement.
Oh,
he made many statements actually
Yeah.
last night that kind of put his foot in his mouth, but nevertheless, one of the statements that he made was he felt that every decision that he made, he felt that he did it out of like he felt he was doing what he felt was the best
Mhm.
for the city. The
Yeah.
problem is this: none of us again have all the answers.
Right. Absolutely.
And when you're talking about the body of people that you represent, the first thing you should probably want to know is what is their concern.
Absolutely.
So before I make a decision, me
Yeah.
as city councilman Donta Myles, the main thing that I'm concerned about is the concerns of my constituents, especially when it doesn't affect me like in that manner. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that was a mistake of his, because it's like y'all out here making decisions. One is, to me, I feel like it's just marching orders from the mayor.
Yeah, for sure.
It's he puts out what he wants, you know what I mean? And as we see, I'm gonna tell you real talk, I call it the circle of rebuttal.
Mm-hmm.
So what happened? Dante still does not support this the whole portion of the Centennial Park, only because of the things that I've not just suggested, I've requested information. Anytime, if you want to present a business that's going to take money out of our account, out of the city's account, and you're asking for money from the city and from us, what do you have to do? You're going to have to come up with a business plan.
Absolutely.
You're going to have to find out how much money what kind of revenue are you going to generate?
Listen, I just went to business class again, okay? Right. So you got to do the problem you're solving. What problem are you solving? You have to figure out who's your target audience. You got to do a financial plan to figure out how much money is going to be allotted, what's required to build, what's required to, then how you're going to get your money back. All these steps are required. Yeah. But for me, in the project, the idea of it doesn't make sense. Even though they stated that this Centennial is just a letter to request, but in your request, you don't have everybody's need.
Right.
You don't. Right. So if they do approve it, you're angled. You're limited. And I said it then. I know y'all approved it, but they need to rewrite that.
Right.
Rewrite what you're asking for.
Right.
So that when you send it over to the state,
Governor Hochul and everybody
like
else.
Yeah, you need to be. And you said this all throughout the duration. Everybody.
Right.
The whole of
the
us.
whole community.
The whole community. And I just personally feel as a citizen that it's not the whole.
It's not.
It's not.
It's
not the whole.
It's not.
I'm just saying, we climb trees where we at sometimes. We're not rock climbing.
Right.
We haven't really we haven't gone to the skating that we ice skating we have here.
No.
And we are rebuilding what we already have.
Reproducing
the
same
services.
So my biggest thing is like, okay, instead of doing that, talk to the community first, because all this was a plan that the mayor, his administration,
Yeah.
whoever he deals with, his
Yeah.
friends, because as again, here's another statement, and this is the big statement of last night that our chairman made when I was even talking about this is, well, you should talk to your people. I'm like,
Yeah. Yeah.
whoa, your
Yeah.
people? I
Yeah.
thought these were I thought we represent the whole city.
No,
I thought we
yeah.
represent everybody.
No.
So what happens is when you say that type of stuff, one, it shows that your decision making process is done in regards to specific
Yes.
your people per se.
Right.
Where me, how I operate in City Hall, I'm about making sure that everyone gets a fair share,
Absolutely.
that everybody's voice is heard, whether you like me or not. I always tell people, pay attention, please.
Right.
I always tell people, if you don't like Dante,
Yeah.
please come and hold me accountable.
Yeah. And I'm gonna say this just because it dropped in my head because I get the fact that before any major project is done, you need to do a survey.
None.
And you need to go to where they are. I get that you want people to come to City Hall and understand that power that we will have if we came there. But you need to go to all our projects.
Right.
You need to go to all our little community centers that we have. But you need to be like, hey, this is the Centennial project. This is what we want to do. What do you guys need? What do you guys want?
Right.
And really survey. So you hit Packer Court, you hit Jordan Gardens, you hit what I call still Chocolate City, Center Court. You know,
right.
you go to these places, and there is a building
Right.
somewhere we can come together. New Jerusalem. There's options. We can come together and have a conversation about what you get ready to do with this money.
Right.
And how you get ready to grab it. And I'm gonna say this, and you may not like me, but just because you put strong community owner as the title means nothing.
Absolutely.
If you're not going to, no, you haven't talked to the community.
And here's the thing about it. This is the part that bothers me and that scares. Well, not necessarily scares me because at the end of the day, I'm built for it.
Yeah.
But what bothers me is that campaign season is really about we're right on the hill of the campaign season, right? All the people that the administration and that the mayor should have reached out to, he's going to be in their face this whole year.
Yeah.
And he's going to do a repeat of everything he did 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So my thing is like, listen, don't come and, play in the face of people who are struggling.
Yeah.
And last night, that's why when he was like, talk to your people, I said, well, see, that's the thing about it's taxation without representation.
Yeah.
I represent the most of the city.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the most of the city is tired of politics as usual.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And
for sure.
And what it is, and I am too. That's why I ran, because I'm a regular person, but I'm a regular person that plays zero games. I have zero tolerance for foolishness.
Yeah.
Ignorance is something that people can't help. You just don't know.
Yeah.
But being a fool,
yeah,
and stupidity, that's two things. Me and my dad, that's our saying.
Mm-hmm.
We are zero tolerance for stupidity and foolishness because you choose to be that.
Absolutely.
My thing is this. I want to make sure that I am a proper representation for the city of Niagara Falls.
Absolutely.
As a whole. 48 plus or 47 plus thousand people. I don't know the number exactly right now, but my thing is I want to make sure I'm not here to chop off the legs of the haves.
Yeah.
Keep having, keep growing. Just want to make sure that we start restoring the have-not.
Absolutely.
That's the biggest portion. That's what has been. Not one stripe has changed. I'm still the same person that I was when I was campaigning in 2019 and in 2021. My thing is this. I'm going to fight for the betterment of the quality of life for all of us. Yeah. For the whole city. Not just the certain corners that, get the attention. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So last night, another thing, that's why I was glad that you got up before me, because I was able to just pretty much echo the same sentiments because this has been a problem. Sal Magley Stadium.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell y'all something. It's a lot of people that don't understand that Sal Magley Stadium. See, they tried to play it off like, oh, well, all you have to do is go to the tourism or the events committee. I'm sorry, the events committee,
Yeah.
and do this and A, B, and C. But true story is they have not been opening those doors, opening the gates for us to get on the inside.
Nope.
Every time we reach out for Sal Magley Stadium, they're giving us the parking lot.
Yeah.
You said that perfectly last night.
Yeah.
We don't want the parking lot no more. We want the green grass.
You're right.
And if you're gonna put turf, we want that turf.
Absolutely.
But the thing is this, and this is the reason why I'm going so hard on it, because they're using $1.5 million of ARP funds. This is the part. That's why I tell people to come.
Yeah.
So you can know what it is.
Yeah.
See, this ARP funds really, in most cases, when you look at the details of it, is to really, in most cases, help the areas of your city and the community that has been affected before COVID.
Yeah.
Those who the minority community, those the have not portions of Niagara Falls. That's what that funding, a lot of that funding was to be allotted for. Now, again, we talk about the police and stuff, and yes, they did need vehicles. I've seen it. Certain things are very outdated when it comes down to fire. DPW, we can't sit here and complain about the snow, but if DPW don't have proper adequate vehicles to handle that, and they're just recycling one vehicle after the next. So I understand the purchase of these different things that we have. But one thing about it is that I haven't seen the investment back into our the inner city.
No, for sure.
I haven't seen the investment back in the communities that have been struggling for so long. I haven't seen that. And so for me, with these funds, you're using ARP funds to fix up the Sal Magley Stadium. That stadium needs to be more available for more than just what it has been available for.
And just to be very honest, in the last just years of nothing.
Yeah.
It's and when I say, we want the space, I want to be access to the kitchen. I want access to vent through there. I want it to be whatever y'all. I heard them talk about changing the turf and the ground and those things. I just want to make sure that we have access, because we haven't had it. We haven't had it. And we're going years back.
Yeah.
The most that you've given us outside of the football games.
Mm-hmm.
But for us to be like, hey, we come with our $1 million our insurance policy.
Yeah.
We come with all these things in a row just to be outside in the parking lot and having to go rent the city's stage. And that's it. That's the best we can get.
No. See, what happens is it's time for for us to take what it is that we need.
No, valid.
Right now,
valid.
I'm not gonna see what happens is people buy what they want and beg for what they need. At the end of the day, we need to start. It's like, no, you know what? It's time for us to actually go and retrieve what it is that belongs to us.
With
our city.
No, exactly. And with boldness,
right.
And not being timid, not being afraid. I think I'd be rude and disrespectful, but with aggression. Listen, I deserve this. We should have this. What needs to happen to make it happen? Let's go.
Right.
And not wait for somebody else to do it either.
Right.
And not be like, oh, they can go. No, we can go.
Period. Point blank. Because I think that has been our issue.
Yes.
And y'all know that's been my campaign slogan. The people in power should never outweigh the power of people.
Right.
I've been saying that for a long time. And what happens is when we come together and when we actually say, you know what, we're no longer requesting, we're requiring.
Yes.
That's the difference.
Yeah.
You're dealing with a different, I'm cut from a different cloth.
For sure.
And so what's going to happen is it's going to be it's not going to be easy. I hope Mr. Vincent Cawley, he's going to be he's going to be replacing Mr. Spanbauer. Bruh, we had conversations, me and Vince, and I hope you're ready, man. Because the true story is at the end of the day, I'm going to be on the right side of history.
Yeah,
I'm always going to fight for the people. Anybody that get in my way will get the work. So he seems like a pretty decent, seem level head. We had a couple of conversations. I want to make sure that it's not a part of a game. It's not a part of the political games, because what happens is I don't hold back. I hold back from
Okay,
not a soul.
valid. So I'll say it with wisdom on this occasion. I pray that this seat doesn't move him to the wrong side, because it's one thing to project from afar. Now, it's crazy. Now, I can't really tell you what I want. Yes, I can.
Yes, you can.
Yes, I
this,
can.
This is a vault, bro.
Because this is what I said. Now, I didn't know it was him, but I had looked back and I saw him laughing with a certain person, and I was just like, the first thing. I'm not, and I mean no disrespect to you, sir, and let God do what He's gonna do. I was just like, well, that's coon behavior. I just felt like, like you're folding into something, and I didn't know it was him. I just wasn't aware.
Right.
But that's what I said.
Right.
What'd you say? I said nothing. I just had a thought, and because it was just crazy that you say that, because it makes sense now. Because what they don't know is that they had a community meeting where I wasn't there or my pastor wasn't there, but we sent one of our elders there.
Right.
And she was just saying, whatever the content of what he's talking about doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody in the room is agreeing with him. But what's happening and what's being spewed out don't make sense. I wish I could have been in the room.
Yeah.
It's just gonna be pressure.
It's gonna be sheer pressure.
Yeah.
And the thing is,
that's just valid.
I'm gonna make it 100.
Yeah.
Is he's not is the flip flop it's not gonna work, because he's gonna be campaigning too. He's gonna next year is campaign season.
Mm-hmm.
That seat that he just received wasn't, now if it was like, Tracy Mines or Zajax, then he would have 3 years from now.
Yeah.
That seat is up. So next year he has to campaign to try to even get that seat. Right?
Yeah.
So I think the thing is like, you really don't want to,
right,
because you have to go through a lot of hell and high water.
Yeah.
While trying to just getting the seat, and then you got to campaign that same year.
Yeah. And then I've seen him at the meetings. I know who he is, for just family and the community. We know just that chain of connection. But I have to say as a citizen, and not just he ain't put the pressure in,
right?
The work in, the consistency, and the grind as a counterpart who will become as yourself. And are you going to survive?
That's a big question, because the true story is this: I was 5 years clean in City Hall before I even ran. That's the thing that people ain't paying no attention about. You know what I'm saying? It's like, for me, I wasn't coerced by a party.
Right.
Let's keep that a buck. I was not coerced by a party to run. I was basically, it was a burden of mine.
Yeah.
Because I started seeing what our city was not only looking like, but how the rest of our city was being treated.
Yeah.
And I made that clear. Like, everything I'm saying right now, I'm not here to get one vote.
Right.
I don't need a vote.
Right.
I need 0 votes. Right. I got 3 years, whether they like it or not.
Absolutely.
So what happens is, you get a person like myself who came to the people.
Yeah.
Said, this is my platform. This is why I'm running. Here's my reasoning, and has not changed. My fight still has not changed.
Yeah.
This is who I am. This is what, and all I'm at that point, I was just asking for support.
Yeah.
That's it. Right. Yeah. And from a grassroots level, thank God for my god brother Ezra, because he put in a lot of footwork for me as well. From a grassroots level, I made it.
Yeah.
I didn't have any machines. And, because everybody talk about, the different machines, that's, the Restino machine and this machine and all of that other stuff. I didn't have no machines running my campaign. I ain't have no special interest group putting no money in my account. I have my little $25, you know what I'm saying, fundraiser, but y'all they got chicken and waffles, so it wasn't like y'all came and got some old runny soup or something.
Right.
I made sure it was good. but I did all of that from a grassroots level so I can get in not owing a soul.
Right.
So that's why I can go how I
Absolutely.
go, as
Absolutely.
hard as I go in City Hall without asking permission.
Right. And it makes sense because, like you said in the beginning of the conversation, just over the political games, you just got to get just over it. And just being who I am, we're over it there and we're over it in the church.
Right.
Like and I was going to say this, like, calm my spirit down because I get aggressive.
No,
But what it is that I'm really perplexed to why we're not a driving force like we could be. Now, we talked about last week, the politics and the church and how that's a situation.
Mm-hmm.
But all the churches that are in the city, we should be a driving force to represent us, even if the community can't get there.
Right.
Like if our congregation, let us stand together, let us go together. They had somebody come to NU, I think 2 weeks ago, and she talked about everybody's out in little pockets trying to make a change, and you're not effective. You're making a little change here, but then it's back to whatever. But what would happen if all y'all got together and really had a force? This is what we're trying to execute. And to do it, you'll be a better driving force. You'll have more funds, more resources to get things done and to bring about a change instead of having, here's an organization here, here's your organization here, over here. I'm going to say how I heard it, wasting money.
Right.
Because you done spent $10,000 on an event trying to raise $100,000, when in reality, we could have one event and then save the rest and everybody could just be honored, celebrated, here we go. But everything else is going towards the change that's required in the community.
Everybody, one of the biggest things that my dad said, because I asked him when I was in mid-teens, I was like, Dad, we were talking about churches. And I was like, I said, could you imagine if the churches actually got together? We got so many churches around here on every corner, right? I was like, yo, and we get together, we pay one bill, one mortgage, one gas bill, one light bill, one water bill, and we all coming because we all serve the same guy, right? He was like, son, you absolute, that would be wonderful.
Right.
He said, you know how the enemy will tear that up? He said, all it takes is he'll walk in the door and ask one question: who's in charge?
Yeah.
That's when all of the segregation and the separation hit. Oh, well, it's my building. Well, I brought the most members. Well, I put this much money. Everybody, I'm gonna tell you what, when you're talking about these different organizations, everybody is too busy wanting to be chief, and then wants to be labeled chief, and wants to be named chief, and wants to be recognized as chief in everything. And if it's like, yo, if we can't check your pride at the door, check your egos at the door, so we can come together and actually do something fulfilling for our community. Right. That's gonna affect all of us without your name having to be in the highlights.
Absolutely. And some of our chiefs are too old. You're old.
Oh, you know what I said? I said it's a torch that needed to have been passed a long time ago.
Long time ago.
And what happens? You got people who are that old.
Yep.
And they're about to drop the torch. They don't want to let it go. And they end up burning our whole community
Absolutely.
down.
No, that is so valid. And then I said this to me, and don't pass the torch to somebody who's right next to you about to do the same thing. Like, that doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make zero sense
at all. Listen, we only got a minute left. The conversation is
it's thick.
It's thick, and I really want to keep going, but
hey, well, listen, I got time if you need. I have about 5 minutes.
I know, but what I'll say is, make sure you guys tune in next Thursday, same time.
Yeah,
because there's so much on the agenda items to discuss. And shout out to Donta Myles for always just being open, honest, and transparent. And the thoughts and ideas of this broadcast is not the Fire 716, but Donta Myles and Frank Antley. It is what it is. It's going down. It's going down. Fire 716. It's Big Frank, Donta Myles. Until next week, we'll meet again. Let's go. But sir, across the board, the same. They're not passing it.
Not passing the torch. We get y'all get to get